Hello, today is Saturday, August 15th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. According to Fortune, nearly a dozen firms are already paying hefty sums up to $100,000 per month for early access to Donald Trump's Truth Social posts, and legal experts argue this practice raises profound concerns about insider trading and market fairness. This development is part of a wider debate on the influence of political figures' social media, as platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Meta increasingly serve as conduits for official policy announcements and price-sensitive disclosures. Early releases of economic policy posts, as reported by the Wall Street Journal, recently triggered a 0.5% movement in S&P 500 futures before information was officially made public. Reuters notes that SEC Chair Gary Gensler is scrutinizing algorithmic trading firms exploiting early access feeds from verified accounts, while Bloomberg highlights Meta's detection of elevated data scraping attempts following major rate decisions. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is weighing tighter controls, including synchronized public disclosure and stricter API rules, to prevent selective early access. If technical safeguards lag, analysts warn of heightened volatility around scheduled announcements, with potential future revisions of regulation, fair disclosure, and enforcement actions targeting platforms or users who provide preferential information. Next, onto Gulf region infrastructure. Fortune reports that the Gulf's push into AI is not just changing the regional tech landscape, it's shifting the balance of global data flow, as governments and telecom giants invest in cables, fiber networks, and next-generation data centers throughout the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Over the past 5 years, both countries have aggressively positioned themselves as digital hubs bridging Asia, Europe, and Africa, leveraging abundant energy resources for competitive, low-latency routing, all at a time when geopolitical shifts are reshaping internet traffic worldwide. On August 15, 2026, Reuters detailed G42's new $10 billion AI infrastructure fund targeting Abu Dhabi and Dubai, while Bloomberg confirmed Saudi Aramco Digital's partnership with Google Cloud to open 3 hyperscale data centers in Riyadh, each initiative timed for substantial expansion by 2027 and beyond. The Financial Times describes the planned launch of a UAE-based AI traffic exchange slated for early 2027, designed to reroute massive Asia-Europe-African data flows. The near-term outlook sees the Gulf gaining control of key data routes, reducing latency and boosting resilience in global internet architecture. More broadly, enhanced data sovereignty and competitive regulatory frameworks could undermine the traditional dominance of European and Asian traffic hubs. As regional competition heats up, the Gulf's influence on emerging digital supply chains is expected to grow, pushing the world's privacy and cross-border data norms into new territory. Next, we turn to the competitive progress of SpaceX's Grok series. Next Big Future highlights how SpaceX's Grok 4.6 update has sparked interest among investors and enterprise users, outpacing rivals like OpenAI's GPT 5.6 in many benchmarks while launching Grok 4.7 to even broader acclaim. Elon Musk announced Grok 4.7 in June, emphasizing advanced reasoning and multilingual proficiency, reflecting rapid technical upgrades as AI demand surges across finance, transportation, and the cloud sector. Recent reporting from TechCrunch notes Grok 4.7 exceeds GPT-4o performance in synthetic math tests, while iTimes confirms that cloud titans AWS and Google Cloud are negotiating to integrate Grok 4.7 into their AI offerings. According to The Verge, initial enterprise customers are benefiting from a 20% reduction in operational costs compared to previous generation models, with Grok 4.6 offering an 85% discount on input versus Fable 5 Max, and 80% cheaper for input tokens, 88% for output tokens, setting new affordability benchmarks in frontier models. In the near term, Grok 4.7's superior performance and lower costs are poised to accelerate adoption in finance and logistics, spark fiercer price competition and quicker release cycles among leading providers, and potentially reshape enterprise AI default choices. Medium-term effects could include regulatory scrutiny over interoperability and data security as multiple vendors drive innovation. Now, onto the markets. International equities mostly strengthen, with Germany up 0.45% led by EWG and the Netherlands rising 0.39% amid broad gains. Italy was nearly flat, while Belgium pulled back 0.61%. France rose 0.21%, supported by EWQ, and Spain advanced 0.29%, driven by EWP. Among Asian markets, Japan slipped 0.26%, India dropped 0.4%, while Taiwan retreated 0.4% with EWT showing a mild decline. Meanwhile, Singapore surged 0.6% led by EWS, and Indonesia rallied 1.26% in IDX for the top regional move, with Africa retreating 1.03% as AFK moved lower. In commodities, gold climbed 0.63% with GLD advancing on momentum, while corn posted the strongest rise of 1.95% in the sector and agriculture ticked up 0.54%. Silver gained 0.55% and U.S. oil prices rose 1.25%, whereas natural gas slipped by 0.5% and uranium fell 0.7%. In the favorites basket, AMD jumped 6.5% to $514.39 and MU gained 2.3% to $971.66, while Adobe sank 2.39% and Oracle dropped 3.65%. Microsoft finished fractionally lower, down 0.3%. The S&P 500 eased 0.2% as SPY moved slightly lower, healthcare lost 0.6% and finance was off 0.17%. Semiconductors saw a marginal drop with stocks virtually unchanged. Among the notable gainers, Weta Robotics Weta soared over 171%, while Meisu and Aqua climbed sharply. On the downside, Amplitech Group Series B AMPs plunged 75%, with TMCWW and DRMA showing losses near 60%. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.